Dear learners, I am M. Geetanjali, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from St.Josephs Arts and Science College for Women, Hosur. Here we are going to discuss about that subject web technology. In that web technology, we are going to discuss about JavaScript events. The JavaScript has event to provide dynamic interface to the web pages. An HTML event can be something that the browser does or something the user can does. Here's some example of that HTML events. An HTML event, a web page has finished loading. This is one of the example. Or the input field was changed, or the HTML button was clicked. These are the some example of HTML events. These events are hooked to an element in that DOM, that is document object model. The syntax of that event is HTML element type equal to actions to be performed. Here's some of the events and the description for that events. On change, an HTML event has been changed. On click, then the user click an HTML element. On mouse over, the user moves the mouse over an HTML element. On mouse out, the user moves the mouse away from an HTML element. On key down, the user pushes the keyboard key. On load, the browser has finished loading the page. These are the event and description for that event. The next thing is JavaScript event handlers. The event handlers can be used to handle and verify the user input, user actions and that browser actions. So these are some actions given below, that is the things that should be done every time a page loads, the things that should be done when the page is closed, the actions that should be performed when the user clicks a button, the content that should be verified when a user input data. Here the JavaScript event handlers, many different methods can be used to let the JavaScript works with the events. HTML event attributes can execute JavaScript code directly. HTML event attributes can call the JavaScript functions. You can assign your own event handler functions to the HTML element, or you can prevent the events from being sent or being handled. Here's some of the events. The first event is on-click event. This is a mouse event and provokes any logic defined if the user clicks on that element is to be bound. Example, we will display the message in alert box when the button is clicked. Here the button type equal to button. Here we are using that on click, hide there, style margin left, the button is in the left side, click me event, then close that button. When the user click the button, it will provoke that element. Then next event is on key up event. This event is a keyboard event and executes the instruction whenever the key is released after pressing. Example, we will change the color by pressing up arrow key. Here input ID equal to BG, on key up, change background, place holder, write something, then the style you have to use some color. The next one is on mouse over event. This event corresponds to hovering the mouse pointer over the element and its children to which it is bound. Here the example is we will make the box vanish when the mouse will be hovered on. You have to hover on the mouse, it will be vanish. And the next thing is JavaScript mouse on mouse out event. Whenever the mouse cursor leaves the element which handles the mouse out event, the function associated with it is to be executed. Here the example given is div id hover on mouse event, that is out, then you have to give the style, that is the background color and height and that width. Afterwards we have to close that div. The next thing is JavaScript on change event. This event detects the change in value of any element listing to this event. Example, you have to use input on change. Here you can give that alert message, then the type number, then the style. Afterwards, you have to close that HTML. Then this event that helps to detect the change in the value of that element listing in the event. Then JavaScript onload event. When the element is loaded completely, this event is evoked. Here the example is image onload. So the image is onloaded, then the event is evoked here. Then next thing is JavaScript on focus event. An element is listening to that event, executes the instruction whenever it receives the focus. Here the element is focused means it will execute that event. And the next thing is JavaScript on blur event. This event is evoked when an element loses the focus. So if the element is loses the focus means this event can be executed. So here you have to use input on blur alert message. That is that event given here. And the next thing is JavaScript on mouse up event. The JavaScript on mouse event listens the left and middle mouse clicks, but the JavaScript on mouse down event listens left, middle and right mouse clicks, but whereas the on click event handles only the left click. The next thing is question section. The first question is what is the event and event handler in JavaScript? And the second question is how many types of event handlers in JavaScript? Thank you.